What's up guys, Octave Gamer here, welcome back to a brand new video. We're back on F1 2020 My Team Career Mode, episode number 2 of season 2. Well, it's the Chinese Grand Prix coming up. We've got an invitational event, but I'm not going to show you guys that. Just know it was kind of a disaster because it's classic cars involved. So I'm sure you guys know I'm bad in classic cars. So yeah, the Chinese Grand Prix, a track that I barely race at. I've barely raced at that track. I've only raced it like some 3 times. So we're out of the HQ. We're about to head out for pre-practice 1. And we're looking for a strong weekend. Although China, I'm not really strong there. Whenever I'm doing time trial, I'm just usually slower. I'm about the fastest person in my friends list. If you want to check out my lap times on time trial, if you're friends with me on PSN, go to time trial, go to friends leaderboard, and then check where I am. That's if you're friends with me. So into the garage here, preparing to go out for our first flying lap of the session. Let me just load up a little setup here, and we're loading up a setup from James Baldwin. Once again, another James Baldwin setup. You guys were requesting it a few months ago. So track acclimatization underway into turn number 1, one of the worst corners I've ever driven on in my life. I don't know which one's worse between Bahrain turn 10 and China turn 1, 2, or maybe 3, I guess. It's quite a difficult lap around this track. So many tight sections of the track, like the corner, like that roundabout, I can say, before the back straight, the one we would be approaching in a few moments. This section of the track, which I absolutely hate on any game. I really hate this section. But we're still moving on. We're doing quite well. Never mind that one. I quite dislike China. Okay, it's not because they were the victims of COVID first. Let's not talk about that. I might trigger a few Chinese people who are watching this. But China, this track is not really good at all. I feel like it's just not my favorite, to be honest. I don't like this track. It's one of those tracks that I don't really like a lot, but I still enjoy driving on it once in a while. The final corner a bit difficult, as you can see, running wide a bit. Across the line a 137, I think 137.5, 6, 4, 6, not 5. So you can see how wide I'm going into turn 1 here, because you want to carry the speed, and then again you want to keep the car on the track. As hard as it is to go a bit fast, you're also trying to keep the car on track. This hairpin, I really hate this hairpin. We've gone a bit wide there, we've not done well there. I don't really like China, especially the hairpin. It's quite a difficult hairpin, to be honest. You brake early, you lose time. You brake late, you're going way off track. So you must find a minimum braking zone or maximum braking zone, however I can say that. We've completed our track acclimatization program, and I must say we've done pretty good. Not the best, but I think we should be going for the qualifying pace program. Yes, it is the first time I'm showing you guys that I'm actually doing this. I don't usually do practice programs. They are quite boring at times. They're just not good. They're just not good. Some of them don't apply much to my racing. I don't like doing practice. Practice feels meaningless at times. But again, these practice programs are to earn yourself some resource points for the team and for your car. But let's see here if we can improve. We've got Mick Schumacher, our teammate, a bit in the way there. And then this section, I've run well wide there. Let's make sure that Mick does not make contact with us. Knowing the AI on this game, they can be a bit stupid at times, if I can even say that. But yeah, we live on. We are still going. And fast sector 2 as we complete the second objective here. Yes, this is the section here. I really hate the section. I don't like it, not even a little bit. But you go that wide, you have to lift off, losing a lot of time. And if you keep on going fast enough, you're gonna go off the track. So that's the bad thing about China. I don't really like this track, and that's how it's going to be. So as you can see, braking late as possible just to gain some more time, because it's qualifying pace program. You have to gain as much time as possible. You don't, you failed the program. Coming across the final corner, we're about 4/10 higher, and I guess we've done quite well. Target 21st, which quite a bit hurts. But here we've got Charles Leclerc going very slow towards the hairpin there. Well, it would have been a big crash. I remember in my second save, my personal save, since in F1 2020 my team, you can do about 3 my team saves. Yeah. So in my second save of my team, I was actually chasing down Sebastian Vettel until the safety car was deployed. So as I was trying to catch up to the pack, safety car Q, I looked away from the screen for a moment, came back and found myself directly into the back of Vettel and me out of the race. But luckily, we're not going to be doing that, because you have to concentrate on what's on the screen, especially if you're playing a game like F1 2020. You're going to have to concentrate on the screen. You do not want to be looking other places, or you might just get distracted here. So, way off target from what I'm talking about. We're just finishing the race strategy program. I'm only doing 3 laps, not the whole 5 laps, just for the sake of you guys. I don't want to be spending much time on practice, but instead the race. We've done quite well, and it's time just to end the session. We've done a bit well. Our fastest lap being a 1:35.454. I did say that fast, and it felt good. So we are flying. We're sky high, 6th place, and yeah, I'm really enjoying this pace. But without any waste of time, it's time for qualifying. The Chinese Grand Prix, oh boy, how this race, well, is completely forgotten. The last time we had the Chinese Grand Prix was 2019, and that was Formula One's 1000th Grand Prix. I remember I woke up so early to watch that race, but I had my own plans, example, a rally. So, without any further ado, we're just looking for some sets of tires to use for qualifying. Qualifying is all about being fast. We don't care about the tires. We don't care about the tires. We don't feel bad for these tires. We destroy them with the fast, quick, and amazing laps that we are supposed to be doing. So right now, Mick Schumacher has gone out ahead of us. We're going to follow him because I didn't know he was coming out ahead of us, but I don't really care about that. It is time to set our first flying lap here. We're going through the hairpin and towards the final corner of the track. Knocked over that ball out there, but we don't care about that either. Starting off flying lap here on the black straight, which is a bit long, not very long, into turn number 1 and then turn 2. The worst corner in maybe sim racing, one of the worst corners in sim racing, but into turn number 3, and well, I don't really like turn 3. You're gonna have to keep it on the track there if you want to do enough. And then into turn number 4, the hairpin. I'm kind of losing track with the corner names. I think it's turn 5, not turn 4. And then into this sweeping left-hander where you can easily go wide. Then the right-hander. And then, okay, I think Mick needs to get out of the way now. He's blocking me. He's blocking me. I'm even going as wide as possible just to see if he's going to let me through. I'm on a flying lap. Mick, please let me through. But we're not going to mind him. We're just going to let him go. And, well, the slipstream effect is massive around this track. Just look at it. Look at this. Aston Martin versus Aston Martin. Slipstream effect coming into play. This could help us in the race. But we're going up the inside. We've just decided to give him a bit of, well, sympathy, if I can use that, and not overtake him. Let him start his flying lap. We can lose as much time as we want, but just know that I am coming back. Across the line, it's a 1:35.021, which is quite a lap time we could beat, a lap time we could not beat, and definitely not beating it this time around, because we've gone well wide into turn 1. Let's see if we can change our tires here. We don't want to be on the same set of tires. We're just going to skip a few minutes, and the final 7 minutes and 20 seconds or 10 seconds of qualifying, and we're down to P19. Let's see if that's going to help us a little bit. Here we go for another flying lap. I've skipped a few minutes, final 3 minutes of the session here, and we have to improve. Right now we're in P19. That won't be enough to get us through to Q2 for the first time. I've never actually gotten through to Q2. Never, ever have I gotten through to Q2. I think I have only once, maybe, on the F1 game. So across the line, it's P17, but not enough for us to get through to Q2. And now is when the AI start to get a little stupid. Coming out onto the track in the final 2 minutes of qualifying, and Raikkonen has completely held me up there. What an idiot. Just what an idiot. This guy, we had all sorts of contact in season 1. I'm sure you guys remember that. But yeah, he's completely held us up, and I think it could compromise everything for us. But we're still moving. We're still moving. We've only done 3 laps of this qualifying session. I don't think there's much we need to say here. But otherwise, I've just messed up there. Yeah, fantastic. We've messed up our own flying lap, so I guess I should blame myself for doing that. So it's the end of qualifying, and we've not made it through. We've actually dropped down to P19. So, pretty unrealistic. Yeah, very unrealistic. But yeah, that's how it is, unfortunately.
It's time to find out which driver is up to the task of claiming the Chinese Grand Prix. We're here in Shanghai. Shanghai International Circuit then, a 16-corner high-speed thrill ride. The long and ever-tightening right-hander at turns 1 and 2 tests a driver's patience, and the flat, open to the elements location tests their skill in a crosswind. 2 DRS zones will assist passing, and overtaking is available into turn 1 and of course down the kilometre-long back straight into the hairpin at turn 14. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Now, I want to ask you about Lewis Hamilton. That was a great win in the race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Perez, Sebastian Vettel and Leclerc, Stroll, Ricciardo, Gasly and Alexander Albon, Norris, Sainz, Esteban Ocon and Kvyat, Magnussen, Grosjean, Antonio Giovinazzi and Kimi Raikkonen, Roberts, Russell, Latifi and Mick Schumacher. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
So it is time for the Chinese Grand Prix. For the first time since 2019, we've not had a race around China. Lights out and away we go. Pretty good start, I should say. We're in the mix of a lot of cars here trying to make it through. We've got the two Hasses ahead of us here. We're gonna go around up the inside of Grosjean, a bit of contact there. Let's hope there's no damage to our front wing here. And then we've got Ocon and Sainz ahead of us here. Let's see if we can make some headway here. Sainz makes a bit of contact with us. We're forced onto the grass and potentially, and yes, once again Octave Gamer is into the wall. Oh goodness me, just as we were looking so strong and we got punted off. How about that for please no puntery now? We've damaged our front wing and have to change our front wing. The contact with Sainz really pushed me off onto the grass, and that, well, ends everything for us, I guess. We're down to last position, dead last, 21 seconds off Mick, probably even more than that by the time we're ending this pit stop. Front wing change, new tires, and a whole lot of mess up. Yeah, it's just a wet dog. We come out of the pits and let's start our comeback here. A 38-second gap between us and our teammate Mick Schumacher. Let's see if the comeback can begin. China's not really a place for overtaking, so we started on the soft tires. Unfortunately, as you can see, my controller did die before this race, so I was technically driving while the controller's on the charger, but unfortunately we are still struggling here. We've got a few cars into the pits and a yellow flag at the hairpin. Someone pulling off? I think so. As Ocon is out, as we've got the safety car deployed, this could come in our favor very much. That's exactly what I needed. Amazing stuff. Thank you so much, China. Thank you so much, Codemasters, for giving the AI the power to retire randomly. That's amazing. Surprise. We've actually got Gasly, Ricciardo, and Vettel, who are down in 18th, 19th, and 20th respectively. So I don't know what's happening there. And the AI pretty unpredictable most of the time. The safety car is coming in, caught up to Gasly, and let's start our road to recovery here. But unfortunately, our road to recovery could be untied because we have to pit. Our tires are dead. Within 8 laps, our tires are gone. We have 20 laps to go in this race, a 50% race, by the way. And yeah, things will have to change. We'll have to live on this until I can pit. But the way I'm struggling on these tires, so much. It feels like an understeer car, an oversteer car, just like the Ferrari, the SF1000 to be specific. Not to offend any Ferrari fans, but it's kind of the truth. You can check my short where I did say the crash was faster than the SF1000, and that was true. So into turn, out of turn 3 and into turn number 4, the little kink here, our left front is on 70%, 71 I should say now. Yeah, dead tire, very dead compound of tires, and we'll have to live with it here as we go onto the grass a little bit, and that doesn't change everything. Mick Schumacher, our teammate, is into the pits. Let's see if we can capitalize on that pit stop, and yeah, I guess we're in for a challenging one here. As soon as he's just at the box, it's going to be pretty tight. We've got Latifi into the box, we've got Mick in the box, Russell's just come out, Latifi's ahead of us, we've come out just ahead of Mick here, our teammate here, Latifi, through here as we go up the inside here, and that is sensational. That was a brilliant move. With 14 laps to go, we've gained 2 positions in 2 corners. Fantastic. That really shows you guys that I have improved in my driving. How can you make such a good double while coasting, for that matter? I wasn't really on the throttle, I was actually coasting, because I usually like to coast towards turn number 2. If you don't know what coasting is, it's aka not holding onto the throttle, neither the brake, just letting the car sail on its own. So coasting past Latifi, literally coasting past Latifi, and we're up to P19. Comeback underway, I guess, or comeback enabled, or just Octave Gamer comeback mode on, if I can really say that. But 14 laps to go, there could be more to it than just an overtake while coasting. So yeah, that was just a crazy move. I didn't really see such a thing happening. Knowing China, how much of a difficult track it is to overtake. A few high-speed zones, but not really overtaking worthy. It's kind of the challenge. It's kind of a challenge to get past in China, as we absolutely murder that corner and murder our line. We messed up our racing line, but we're still pulling ahead of Nicholas Latifi, and I think the pace is pretty good. This car really needed some big improvements after the disappointment of last season, and new livery, new look, new everything, and I'm pretty happy with this, you know. This car is really a difficult one to drive, I must say. If there's a car that's pretty hard to handle, technically the classic cars. If you tell me which type of classic cars, I would say the 2006, 7, 8 cars. Specifically, the Renault from 2006, the McLaren from 2008, the Ferrari from 2007, so as the 2000 Ferrari that comes with the Schumacher DLC, and the 2004 Ferrari, which is pretty hard to handle. I mean, okay, most of the classic cars are the hardest on the game, but you could also say the same thing. I mean, the F2 2019 car in the game is pretty hard to handle. It's a very big handful, and I'm so lucky that I managed to drive it. I'm sure you guys saw my comparison video, F2 2019 versus F2 2020, but we're not talking about F2 right now. We're talking about our progress on the F1 2020 cars, as I absolutely butcher another corner, and this time we're onto the gravel a little bit, and Latifi closer to us into the final corner. I don't know if it's turn 15 or turn 16 or turn, I don't care, but across the line it's a 140.2. That's our slowest lap time, I guess, maybe a second off. So we've got Sebastian Vettel ahead of us in the Ferrari. Let's see if we can close down to a Ferrari. We are in a Mercedes powered car, Aston Martin Racing for that matter. It's pretty hard to understand just how Aston Martin just can't make their own engine. I can't understand why can't they make their own engine. They make their own chassis, they make cars that sound good, but just not their own engines. I don't know, maybe it's not true, maybe it could be, but well, we're going green in sector 2. We're going green, yeah, green into sector 2. So through this corner of death, I should say, it's not the most amazing corner in the world, but I don't like it. We're just yeah. The thing about China is that I don't really like this track so much that I'm literally 3 seconds off the fastest lap, which is 1:35 by Perez, as you saw there. And into the final corner, a little corner cut there, but we're not gonna care about that. Across the line, 77 tenths of a second, or hundreds of a second. Pretty disappointing, if you ask me. But it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. Wide at turn 1 and 2, and then into 3. Just yeah. So we've got 7 laps to go. We're in P19. Let's see if we can keep this pace up. Yeah, we're green in sector 1. A big improvement, big improvement. I really love that, just to see that the car is fast enough. Well, a bit wide through that section of the track. That means Schumacher could close on us. Our teammate, for that matter, could close on us. And we skip 3 laps later, where Nicholas Latifi is just about to overtake us. We've missed the corner. Oh, that's embarrassing. That's absolutely embarrassing. Why did I even post this video? We come back onto the track. Oh no, I thought I was gonna get in front of Mick there. Ah, no, I wish I could give the place back, but we are far from Latifi. Sorry Mick, I'm really sorry. You're gonna have to get a raise for that. I'll increase your salary by 50% probably, but yeah, it's just the way it happens. I think I came back onto the track too dangerously, and I think it's my fault. Give me the penalty. But yeah, these things happen. It was not intentional to ram into the back of him. It was intentional to come back onto the track like a big freak. So we're still fast in sector 1. We're still on the back of Nicholas Latifi. He is not pulling away from us. Not on my watch. We're in China. It's overcast, and I think it could be raining very soon, but it's the end of the race anyway. It's not gonna rain unless otherwise. So the best overtaking opportunity could be the hairpin or on the back straight, which we're about to approach. But we're closer and closer to Latifi. Let's see if we can gain on him, but a bit wide through that corner there, and that will cost us a lot of time. Let's see how we do here. We've gone well wide there. It's typical China, I don't know. Yeah, just typical China to me. Like I said at the start of the video, like I've kept on saying for the past, I don't know, 12 minutes about, or 27. I don't like China, especially this track. But yeah, it's just the way it is. We're already driving, we're already doing stuff, and let's see how we do on this lap. 44 hundredths of a second off. Seriously, how am I that slow? So into turn number 1 and then turn 2, we're close enough. There's a gap there. As Ayrton Senna, the legendary Ayrton Senna says, if you no longer go for a gap that exists, you're no longer a racing driver. And when Mick Schumacher pitted and Latifi pitted as well, that's the exact same gap that I went for, and I'm still a racing driver. So, legendary quote by the late great Ayrton Senna, one that will truly be remembered for the next generation, the next millennium, or the next decade. So, it's 2 laps to go. We nearly lock our brakes into Latifi. We nearly sacrifice a front wing. But yeah, pretty up and down race. If you can get past Latifi, then we are definitely not going to be lost. So Mick Schumacher is actually on the soft tires, as you can see here, but we're waiting for that golden moment to pass Latifi, but he's quite far back. Is he? Are we going to catch up on the straight here? I don't think so. We're not. We're just close enough, but we are not actually getting past him. But that's why we're still in it. That's why there are 2 laps to go. And onto the straight again, and we're going off board, technically on board. TV camera here as we go through around the outside of Nicholas Latifi, going to the left hand side. We could just make the move around the outside here. We've done it. We've gone past Latifi, a bit onto the grass there, and we're up to P19. I know it doesn't matter, but that was a brilliant move. Just accept it. Pretty good move, and it's the final lap of the race. Let's just hold on to P19. This race has been difficult, dropping down to 20th place and then coming back to finish P19. It's quite good, but again, just not impressive because we've only moved up 3 positions. But these things happen in racing. We all make mistakes. We all tend to come back. We all have our own sit-ups. We always go down, just like the grip level there. So our tires are completely dead and we're going onto the grass. A silly mistake, and we've lost out to Nicholas Latifi here. We've gone onto the grass again and into the gravel. Oh, come on. Well, that completely messes everything up. And to make it worse, we got a 10-second time penalty. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Codemasters, for ruining my day to the maximum limit. End of the race. Ladies and gentlemen, what's an average race? Very average. Didn't enjoy that a single bit. Kevin Magnussen gets driver of the day. I don't care about that. Yeah, disappointing.
It's a performance to be proud of from our Chinese Grand Prix winners today. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
Well, it was one kind of a race to completely forget. Just that final lap mistake just put us everywhere. So that's the Chinese Grand Prix done, ladies and gentlemen. I technically didn't enjoy that. It's typical China. I did say I didn't like the track, and well, I'm really looking forward to the interview with Claire. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. I cannot wait. I just can't wait. Let's go.
Good day today.
Fuck you.